Hello. It is once again the end of another month, which means I have things I want to talk about. Things that I read, things that I watched, things that I listened to in the month of September, because it's now October. It's actually many days into October, but you know, better late than never. I'm just gonna get straight on into it because as usual there's kind of a lot to talk about. I'm gonna start with books. I read 7 books. Well, I listened to them. Once again, they are all audiobooks because that is just what I have been enjoying lately. So the first one that I listened to was We Could Be Rats by Emily Austen. I actually have a copy of this book, even though I didn't read it physically. I do have a copy because this is one of my new favorite authors. I love her. This is the 3rd book I've read by her. Oh my gosh, I just noticed the back. Look at that. Like I said, she's one of my new favorite authors, so of course I love this book. I loved the way it was told. She writes like very dry humor kind of characters, which I love. Very much focused on a relationship between 2 sisters. I gave that 4 stars, by the way. And then after that, I read Experienced by Kate Young. This was actually a romance book, which I don't read a lot of romance books anymore, but this one was fun. I don't know. Honestly, it wasn't too memorable to me. Cute little friends to lovers. It was fun. I gave it 3 stars. And then the next book I read is one of my new favorite books. It was so good, so beautiful, so devastating. I had to buy a copy of it. I really haven't been buying a lot of books recently, so that's how you know it was a good book. That book is A Language of Limbs by Dylan Hardcastle, and it's only available in a hardcover, so that's how you really know, because I love a paperback. But I needed a copy of this, so I got it used from someone on Pingo. But this is an Australian book. It takes place starting in the 70s, and it follows these 2 characters whose lives are not really intertwined. You know, you'd think the book is about the 2 main characters together, but it wasn't. They like didn't meet until the end of the book. But it's like 2 different stories about 2 different people and their individual lives and experiences. It was just so good. It was so good. Like, it made me tear up at times. I'm not gonna lie. And I think that's hard, especially if I'm listening to it, for me to, you know, feel so much. But it was so good. One of my favorite books from this year. Yeah, I give this 5 stars. And then I read Evenings and Weekends, which is a book that has been on my radar for a while now. Ever since I've been getting more into literary fiction, this one was high on my list. I was on the wait list for this audiobook for a long time, and let me tell you, it was so disappointing. It just kind of follows the daily lives of like a bunch of different people and like all like the messiness, just the like the regular things and the situations that they go through. Normally that sounds like it would be right up my alley, but for some reason I just could not get into this. Like, I kept getting distracted. I couldn't keep track of who was who because it was one narrator for everyone. It was told in the 3rd person, but still from many different perspectives, and I would get confused on who is who and who is with who and who is cheating on who. I couldn't, it was too much. Something I really find that I don't like in books is when there are too many characters that kind of have the same amount of, I was gonna say screen time, the same amount of page time. So I didn't love this. I give this 2 stars. It was just, I couldn't keep track. I feel like maybe if I had read this physically, I would have an easier time keeping track, but it just all blended together in my ears. And then moving on, I read A Sharp Endless Need, which is another one that I had been looking forward to. I think it came out last month, the month before, I don't know, recently. And it is about basketball, high school basketball. It's definitely like a coming of age story about these girls on a high school basketball team. The main characters especially, that's like their whole life. But the book isn't like really about that, you know, it's about the characters. And like I said, it's very coming of age, high school. You know, I love that kind of stuff. So I did enjoy this for sure. I gave it 4 stars. And then I finally was like, okay, enough with the literary fiction. I'm ready for some horror. I love reading thrillers and stuff in the fall and winter. So I started with this book called Something in the Walls. Knew nothing about it going in. I thought it was like a haunted house type of thing, and it kind of was, but honestly I cannot tell you anything that happened in this. I don't know. It was very forgettable. I didn't love it. I don't know. I listened to it, and once it was done, I just completely forgot about it. So another 2-star for me. And then the final book that I listened to was Wilder Girls. This is a young adult, I guess it's kind of like horror-y. But like I said, it is young adult. They're teenagers. It's about this school that's on this island. There's like this disease, and so they're like all under this quarantine. These girls, they all have these like nasty flare-ups, gross things happening to them. There's like definitely some like body horror, gross stuff in here, but I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I will say I thought there was going to be like a little more backstory, but right in the beginning we just jump in, everything's already happening. It's just weird, and it's interesting to see how, they live in this school on this island under lockdown with this gross disease. It was good though. I had a good time. I thought it was very entertaining. What did I give that? 3.5? 3? Okay. I gave it 3 stars, I guess. Anyway, those are all the books I listened to in September. I had a mixed month, but good numbers. New favorite author. I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna get into the movies, which is probably gonna take the longest because I watch a lot of movies. I really do. Show me my Letterboxd. Watched 20 movies, although 9 of them were things that I had already seen before. I mean, it still counts, but I'm just saying. I'm like on this mission to like watch all these movies that I have never seen before, but I just keep watching the same things over and over again. Anyway, I started the month off with watching The Half of It, which is this Netflix movie. It is by the same person who made Saving Face, which I watched in August, which I loved. This one, however, didn't love. It is more of like a young adult movie, they're in high school. It was cute, but it wasn't anything super memorable. It was still good. It had a charm to it. And then I watched the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, the one that came out over the summer. I watched the original one several years ago. I really didn't remember anything about it. Look, this movie was bad, but it was fun. It was bad but fun, and I think that's okay. I don't know, I had a good time, but it was very, very Gen Z of the times. There was a Renee Rapp song on the soundtrack for like 30 seconds. I love that. It's kind of exactly what you would expect for a 2025 remake. And then I went to the theater and I saw The Threesome, which is a movie I had been looking forward to for over a year, ever since it was announced. The reason I was looking forward to it is because Miss Ruby Cruz was starring in it, and she's just like my favorite actress ever, and she's been in like one movie, which is Bottoms. Most of her stuff is like short films, so I have been deprived of seeing her on my screen, and so I was so excited for this. And I was so giddy when I saw her on my screen. I was like giggling to myself. I was like, hee hee hee. Anyway, the movie itself was good. Going into it, I thought it was gonna be like really rom-com-y, and there were definitely funny lines and like comedic moments, but honestly, it was much more of a drama, I would say. I enjoyed it for what it was. I think if Ruby Cruz was not in it, I would not have watched it. It's just like not the type of movie that I typically, seek out. But I did like it. I wish she was in it more. Oh yes, and then that same day I came home and then watched Bottoms again, because why would I not? Ruby Cruz double feature. And then after that I rewatched Pitch Perfect because I got the DVD at a thrift store, and I was like, well, obviously I need to test it out. I need to put it to use. Iconic, incredible. No, it's still a banger. And then after that I also rewatched Pitch Perfect 2, which, less of a banger but still fun. And then I went to the theater again and I saw The Conjuring Last Rites. Last month I watched every single Conjuring/Conjuring universe movie, and I had a good time. I was really excited to see the new one. I did. I don't know. Like I said, they all kind of feel the same to me, but I had a good time with it still. And I've said this before, but I think just seeing anything in the theater, it's automatically gonna be better. It's gonna be more fun, at least for me, because I enjoy the experience of it all. Have I thought about it a lot since I've watched it? No, but I had a good time. And then I rewatched Theater Camp, which is one of my favorite movies. I've seen that movie quite a few times and I love it. It's so funny. It's like a mockumentary about this summer theater camp. It's so good. I love it. And then after that, I did watch a new movie. I watched Memoir of a Snail, which is a stop motion animation claymation. And it was so good. I was so surprised by this. I really don't ever watch animated movies. Not that I have anything against them. I don't know. It's not like a genre I think to watch, you know? I just am so impressed by it. I think it's so incredible. I just can't even imagine the amount of time and effort and care you have to put into a project like that, and it really pays off. Like, you can really tell. The voice acting was amazing. The story was so good. It made me cry. Very sad, kind of coming of age story. Beautifully designed characters. So impressive. I loved this. I loved it so much. One of my new favorite movies. And then after that, I rewatched Hannah Montana the movie. I needed something lighter after that. I mean, it's Hannah Montana the movie. I don't even need to say anything about it, you know? And then because I was on this like DCOM kick, I rewatched Lemonade Mouth as well. Why is this moving? Which, again, I hadn't seen that movie in a really long time. And you know what? It still holds up. There are some incredibly bad cringe moments in that movie, unsurprisingly. But you know what? The message, it still stands. And the music, it still bangs. I remember I used to have that CD, and I actually don't have it anymore, which is really sad now that I collect CDs again. It's a really fun movie. But again, also kind of sad. Like, why is it kind of deep? And then I watched a movie called Watcher, a thriller. It has Micah Monroe in it. I've seen her in a lot of horror movies at this point. I think she's so good. It's like about this girl who moves into a new apartment in a new country with her boyfriend, and she feels like she's being watched by someone. This one was definitely more of a slow, but the ending was good. I liked it a lot. Then after that, I rewatched Gone Girl. Again, so many rewatches this month. I don't really know why, but I hadn't seen this movie in a long time, and I really didn't remember much about it. I should read the book at some point because the movie is really, really good. But it was fun because I didn't remember a lot of it. But yeah, I mean, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. And then I rewatched Coraline, one of the best movies of all time. And I think that's kind of like a universal opinion. I feel like everybody loves Coraline. Although it was very scary as a child. And it still is very creepy now. So good. Just such a beautiful movie. I just love the way everything looks. Another rewatch, once again, I watched Get Out, which was one of the first horror movies I watched. And since then, I have watched so many more. So I kind of wanted to go back and watch it again. And it's so good. It truly is one of the best. And I think I liked it even more the second time around because you notice things. Now that you know, you start to see things, and I think that's really fun. I don't think it ruins it. I think it makes it fun. And then I watched this movie called Swallow, which is about this housewife who starts eating things that she's not supposed to. But this movie ended up being a lot more sad than I thought. The metaphor is very obvious. It's very on the nose. But I don't know, I liked it though. I did. And then I watched Presents, which is a movie that came out early in the year, I think. I really wasn't expecting much from this movie, but the way that it was shot was so cool. I really liked it. It was all handheld, just scenes. It didn't flow. It was very choppy. The scenes were choppy, but it was POV, you are the presence. You were the presence in the house. The way it was filmed, I just completely caught me off guard because I was not expecting that. And I thought it was so interesting. And then I watched Excision, which this was a very me movie. This is exactly the kind of movie that I love. It's very coming of age, loser teenage girl. She's a senior in high school. She has a chronically ill sister, strict, annoying mother. She has these crazy psychosexual fantasies and dreams. And there's some gross body horror elements, which I guess this what kind of makes it a horror movie. And she wants to be a surgeon, and so she's obsessed with the body. It was all very strange, and I loved it. I love this type of movie. It didn't have a huge plot or anything, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. I had a great time watching it. And then I watched Black Bear. I saw the cover. It had Aubrey Plaza on it, so I watched it. And it's about this woman who is this film writer. She makes movies, and she ends up staying at this couple's cabin, kind of a writing retreat. They rent out their space for creatives. This movie was very interesting because it's actually, I don't know, I don't want to give anything away, but it is one of those movies where I had to Google Black Bear movie explained. look, just because I watch a lot of movies doesn't mean I understand the meaning of them all, okay? But it was good. It was very interesting. I liked it. Aubrey Plaza is so great. And then the last movie that I watched in the month of September is Saint Maud. It is about this girl who just like spirals out of control, spirals into madness. She is a caretaker, like a hospice nurse, and it starts off kind of slow, but then she just like starts spiraling into madness, and I love movies like that. I do think she could have been crazier. I will say it. I still enjoyed it, but I do think she could have done more. So that is all the movies, but in the middle of that, I did actually watch a new TV show, which I don't do very often, but I did watch The Hunting Wives on Netflix, which is based off the book, which I never read. I feel like such a fake reader now. I think I had that book at one point, but I never read it. I got rid of it. So Brittany Snow is in it, Miss Pitch Perfect girl, and she was really good in it. The main character and her husband moved to Texas, and then she gets introduced to this group of women, and it's just, they are interesting people. They're very interesting people. There were a lot of things that made me very uncomfortable about these people, which is the point, but they were all very much, I love guns and hunting and Jesus and cheating on my husband. I was just like, oh, it was good. It was really well done for like a Netflix show. I was impressed. I was hooked. I stayed up so late watching it. I went to sleep and then I woke up and immediately finished the season. And there's gonna be a season 2, which I'm really excited about. It was fun. It was very fun. There's like this investigation happening. All these different people. They're crazy. They really are. I had a good time with it. I did. I thought it was good. Okay, now we get to talk about music. This month, I listened to a lot of Sabrina Carpenter. Surprise, surprise. I told you I was going to talk about her this month. I love her new album, Man's Best Friend. I think it's so good. My favorites on there are Sugar Talking, Nobody's Son, Tears. Honestly, I love all of them. House Tour. House Tour has been stuck in my head all month long. That and Nobody's Son, those two songs have been in my brain every single day. And you know, normally I would find that annoying after a while, but I don't even mind. The little earworm inside of me is just dancing and it's having a good time. I also was listening to the new 21 Pilots album a lot. When they released their album last year, Clancy, I got really back into it because I love the album. The album was so good. Some of my other favorite songs, So Cynical by LE SSERAFIM, Jam and Jackie, 2 separate songs by Between Friends, Can I Call You in the Morning by The Beaches, Like a Girl by Eli. She has a new album coming out at the end of this month, which I'm so excited for her. I have been loving her music recently. I've been getting into the new Hayley Williams album. The song Parachute is so good. Oh, and then we got a 5 Sauce single and an album announcement. Here I was like, all the big albums that I was looking forward to this year have come out. Okay, that's kind of it for big new releases. And then they just announced that they were releasing an album in November. And I'm so excited. As soon as I heard the song Not Okay, I just got right back into my love for 5 Seconds of Summer, okay? It's so different from the last album. I think 5 Sauce 5 was some of their best work ever, but I'm so excited for this new era of 5 Sauce. I'm really excited. The song is so good. I just love 5 Sauce. I'm so excited that they're making new music. I didn't know if they were gonna make anything new anytime soon. They're all just so grown up and busy, you know? I think that's kind of it for music. That was my September media wrap up. That's it. That's all I have to say. Thanks. Bye.